Before we start, we had a member that wanted to address the group. Come on up.
Morning, guys.
Morning.
Hey, Jan.
Morning. I'll be dropping out of competition.
Oh, dude.
I have a torn meniscus. I guess it's the cartilage in the knee, and it's a pretty severe injury, so I shouldn't go on. But there's no shame in failure. The only shame is failing to try.
It's okay, brother.
All right, let's hear it for Jan. Jan! Just as we briefed at the beginning, this is not to humiliate anybody. That was one of the hardest things you can do. But to eliminate from this, you're gonna have to ring out 3 times. So we're gonna go through that as well.
There we go.
Jan thought he had a torn meniscus, but in fact, it was something more serious. He fractured his tibia. In other words, he broke his leg. Jan stayed with the mission and was appointed as the main point of contact at the Tactical Operations Center, providing invaluable support for the hostage rescue operation, which was instrumental in helping his teammates accomplish the challenge. We thank you, Jan, for your unwavering commitment and support.
Drop! Mission Commander, knock him out.
Down. 1.
Down.
2.
Down.
3.
Down.
4.
Down.
5.
Down.
6.
Down.
7.
Down.
8.
Down.
9.
Down.
10.
Down.
11.
Down.
12.
Down.
13.
Down.
14.
Down.
5.
Down.
6.
Down.
7.
Down.
8.
Down.
9.
Down.
20.
Down.
1.
Down.
2.
Down.
3.
Down.
4.
Down.
5.
Okay, stay in the leaning rest. I'm gonna read a little report here. We mentioned it pays to be a winner. It pays to be a winner. There's gonna be someone up the top. There's gonna be someone down near the bottom. It's just the way it's gonna be. There are benefits to being a winner. Mission Commander, on your feet. Chris Way is still the mission commander with the most points overall. The current leader is Chris Way. He's a stud. Strong, fast, smart. Leadership questionable.
Okay, let me think about this. Like, I don't want to be a jerk, but within the team that we're assessing, there are people that are 10s and there are people that are 0s.
Nick Ryan, on your feet. Come to the front and center, please. Nick Ryan is in the top 10. Landon Church, on your feet. Come on up front, Landon, face your teammates. Cody Wilson, on your feet. Nathan Ingrail. Come on up. Nate Bailey with your injured calf. Jen Stankos. John Hayes. David Beasy. And Michael Slive. Right now, everything we scored, these are the top 10 of your class. If you're in the top 10, they have the option for the roll the dice option. The roll the dice option is that pinnacle shot you were shooting off the platform. They have the option to take that shot, boom, hit the tannerite. If they get it, 50 points added to the score. If they miss it, 50 points deducted. Everybody understand that?
Chris is probably one of the most phenomenal people I've ever met. He has so many incredible skill sets, super strong, super smart. In a couple of days, I've learned so much from him. He's really amazing. He really deserves to be in the #1 spot. I still want to beat everyone, but he's going to be tough.
today's land navigation, we're going to have multiple points. Some are above ground, some are below ground. After we get on the site, we'll be doing our triangulation. Everybody does have a passport, correct? Super critical that we have that passport because we need to punch everyone to verify that you've been to it. The ones that are below ground will require some athletic climbing to get to the points. Every aspect that you've been experiencing firsthand has had a component of danger. Perhaps today is going to be the largest component because you're going to be on your own in the desert, extremely warm, carrying your own water. There is no resupply station to fill back up again. If you go off course, it could take us the remaining part of the day to find you.
We had a land navigation exercise. That was the first one. Started out with a briefing. They were issued their maps and their compasses.
There's only one access point to the tunnels. We do not care in which order you get these, as long as you save the tunnel for last. The fastest people today clean this course in under an hour and a half. We need to have everybody off course no later than noon. No later than noon. It's going to be at the white tent next to the climbing area. That's our headquarters. As with everything else, most number of points and time. So if you decide to get all 14 points in the shortest amount of time, obviously you're going to be the person with the highest score today. You only get 1 point and you're back in 5 minutes. Somebody else gets 2 points and back in 3 hours, the person with 2 points wins, right? Get all 14 in the shortest amount of time, that's what's going to take the prize today of the highest score.
Here's something else, and it works well in SEALs. We always have a swim buddy. If Chris is my swim buddy, I always know where he is. If we're doing a competition like this, we're different places, but I know he's to the west, or I know he's up north somewhere. Anytime somebody comes up to me and says, "Where's your swim buddy?" I can give that answer. We're gonna put that into place from this point forward. It's an individual event. You don't even have to pick a swim buddy here yet. When we get back, have a swim buddy. So when we say, "Where's your swim buddy?" Or, "I gotta use the head, I gotta use the bathroom," I'm letting my swim buddy know where I'm going. From this point forward, as soon as you've done this evolution, just pick a swim buddy. Let your mission commander know who your swim buddy is.
The swim buddy concept is just making sure that everyone's accounted for, so that one person doesn't go off and everyone's like, "Hey, where's Joe or Jen or whoever?" There's always some accountability. Someone's here and knows where their partner is at all times.
You know the old saying, it pays to be a winner. What happens if you're the fastest on this orienteering course and get the most points? More points, more rest, it pays to be a winner. This pays to be a winner, plus much, much more. I'd like to introduce Leif Horton to you. Some of you know Leif. Sir, it's a pleasure to have you here with us.
Oh yeah.
Booyah!
Somebody is going to win this today, and that's going to be the person with the most points. Leif Horton is donating this to the person who wins the orienteering course today. One of you is going to own it.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Leif Horton!
One thing that's important is having a good team. And when we're out here in the desert walking around doing our land nav, I know that I've got a good squad that I can rely on. I'm going to do my best, and I know they're with me. So we're going to support each other as we go through this adventure next.
Okay guys, Don wanted me to find a place that had a little less shade than any of the other days so far, so we found this. Right here by Don and Randy, that's our first known control. This is what you take all your bearings off of for 1, 2, and 3. We also, from this control point, on a 100-meter pace count, have a triangulation, 120, 120, 120. You'll go back to this spot. We're gonna do those 3 points, 120, 120, 120, get back here, and in less than 5 minutes from now, we will start the orientation race. Go ahead and line up.
Who's ever think they're going to really do well at this would like to get you in the front so you're not held back.
We have 5 minutes until we actually start the event. So you can do your pace count. It's exactly 100 meters. you can see the orange post out at your target, go ahead and start now. Count them off if I were you.
So Randy, they start at this known point, they have the compass, and they've got the bearing dialed in to 360, 000, and they're walking 100 meters. They got the pace count, 67, 68 steps, so it gets to 100 meters. It looks like they're following each other, but they're going to go 100 meters and stop, and hopefully they're right next to that stake. Then they're going to add or subtract 120, turn the whole body, and then they'll do it again. 100 meters, and they'll get to another point, and there'll be a stake in the ground, and then they'll stop, so it's 360, 240, and they'll subtract another 120, 120 to 0, and they'll look at that bearing, and they'll count the paces, and they should come right back to the starting point. That's exactly what they're doing. I mean, they are right on it right now. It's easy to follow somebody if you allow yourself to do it.
The problem with that is when you're out in the field trying to find points, you need that pace count for accuracy, and you need to be able to shoot those azimuths.
What is azimuth? Take your north-south line on a compass and take your direction of travel and you measure that in degrees from the north-south line, and that is your azimuth.
You need that pace count for accuracy, and you need to be able to shoot those azimuths. You're not going to have somebody to follow out there, right?
That's right. And it happens so often, you might follow someone who's going the wrong way. Yep. And this compass course here, as you know, we have points scattered everywhere.
It may look flat from here to there, but I guarantee it's not flat. There's a lot of obstacles, and when you're trying to stay in a perfect azimuth, that becomes a challenge.
If you make a mistake, you're going to get lost, and it's a bad thing. I have a good feeling that most of the people here are going to do well, and if they get all the points, their ratings on the leaderboard is going to go way up. If they go really slow and make a couple errors, they may get 1 or 2 points, and that's it, and they're really going to sink down.
So the potential to jump up in the standings is pretty big with this event.
Yeah, it is. And now,
good at
again,
land
that fold AR has an incentive.
Yeah, that weapon is really cool.
Welcome to the fire. I'm the one with the lighter. They're burning through your veins as we're walking through the flames, getting higher. Welcome to the fire.
If you're going for checkpoint number 1, I set 2 incorrect points nearby number 1. They're far enough away that if on your bearing, you should be able to get them. And back to the white tent by noon. White tent by noon. On your mark. Get set. Go!
So what's going on here, there's points scattered throughout the desert and underground in the tunnels, and they were given the option to choose hitting all those points in any direction they want. So people go in all different directions.
I paired up with Chris Way, who does this for a living. He actually does these like navigation things with sniper shooting and all this. And I was like, this guy's the expert, he's winning. I am gonna attach myself at the hip because I know he can't drop me. Like, you can try to run away from me, but but you can't.
OPs, or orientation points, are checkpoints on the navigation course.
We set out 7 orienteering points on the earth out in the open. Started with a known point so they could shoot their azimuths and orient their maps from that known point. And then they had to strategically figure out which OPs they wanted to go to first. 7 were out on the earth, 7 of them were in the tunnels, and you had to do the tunnel part last.
Everybody has a Surviving Mann passport, and every section is for a specific orienteering point. But if you see orienteering point 3, for instance, that punch matches up on the passport and they stamp it for 3.
Okay.
So then we'll look at the passports, we'll know where they are.
In the US military, an average of 2 to 3 soldiers die from heat stroke every year. The best solution is prevention. That means stay hydrated and ensure your electrolytes are replenished. With temperatures ranging over 100 degrees in our area of operation, there was a real danger of heat cramps, heat exhaustion, and heat stroke, which can be fatal, and on a nav course, something you take seriously. That's why Don puts so much emphasis on the buddy system. Your buddy can catch signs of heat injury before you do. Caring for your teammates is not just a nice thing to do. Mission success depends on it.
I must be out of my ever-living mind.
Be interested to see how many points some of the folks have got. They're just now starting to get to the tunnel. There's 7 potential checkpoints in the tunnel, so there's a lot of points to be had here, but they're running out of time. They're getting down to half an hour here before the cutoff, and they have to be at the rendezvous point by 12. So it'll be interesting to see how it unfolds.
How many points you got so far?
Everything but the tunnels.
Oh, yeah, fantastic. My God, that's fantastic. We have people pushing hard in there.
Come on, man, we're trying to get in there. Go, go, go.
Hang a left, a right, a right. Yeah. I want to try to grab 12.
We have competitors in the tunnel right now looking for points. The compass is no longer working because it's all metal in there. So all they have to go on is a map. Out in the desert, they had a map and a compass. Now they just have a map. They try to orient that map, but some of them is going to feel a little spooked in that tunnel because everything echoes and it's pitch black in there.
The uneven surface that I'm being slow on.
Try to get one while alive.
You know, when I was a civil engineer, I designed these things.
And so what they're looking for is these gratings up in the sky, and then there's a ladder, a rope ladder comes down, then they have to climb these rope ladders, take the punch point, and punch the passport before they can leave that.
D3. You guys are amazing. There's one. Okay, there's one.
Number 11 is the 4-foot diameter one. So that's gonna be this tiny one up right over here.
Isn't it?
Yeah, not this one. Oh, keep on. This one here.
Right here?
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Find anything in there?
What's that?
Find anything in there?
2 dead souls.
That's good.
Promise to lose weight for the next Surviving Mann.
We're on number 11.
This is number 11, yeah? Yep, 11. It's 11, yep. Then we probably gotta head back after this one.
Remember, you have to be at the white tent at 12. And it's already 12:02.
As you may have noticed, Danielle Ivancic is aware of the 12 noon deadline. Take note.
They have less than a half hour from right now to get to the rendezvous point. So they have to get these points as fast as they can and get out and make the way to the rendezvous point by noontime, no later than noontime.
You can get one more.
This was 10, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know where we're at?
Walk faster, boys. I'm gonna start panicking. You don't want me to panic.
You need sleep?
Yeah. Left now.
Left
All right,
now.
let's do it.
All right.
We got this, guys. Let's go.
Yep, we're just going straight. Straight all the way to the end. No, my bad. We came in this way.
Yeah, you're right. Go this way.
That's my bad.
You guys gotta move.
You don't want to be late for the rendezvous.
Right now, move.
White tent no later than noontime.
Turn your passport in right now, quickly.
Good job. Good job.
Here we go.
Oh man.
Nice job, Isaac.
How was the whole experience for you?
Sucked.
Oh, there's a waiting room.
Brutal.
Man, I'm done, bro. That shit was exhausting.
I can imagine.
Yeah, that was tough.
That was awesome. And hot, turns out.
Hey, Rick. Check in with them.
I think he already did. It's a lot of sweat.
I totally went to the wrong second point. I got my navigation backwards.
Third point was smashed into the ground, so.
Yeah, somebody ran it over.
Spent like 30 minutes trying to look for that one.
Could have been done by 11:15.
I kind of embarked off on my own. That was probably a mistake.
If we do this individually, we all fail.
You ain't here, you're
Yeah, here.
You have to help each other.
Yeah, you guys motivated me.
It is all a team effort, 100%.
Welcome to the fire. I'm the one with the lighter. They're burning through your veins as we're walking through the flames, getting higher. Welcome to the fire.
At the end of the land nav activity, we had to be completed and at the rally point by noon. And several teams did not make it in. We had several people missing after a little bit past the deadline.
Acting mission commander, your mission commander's not present, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so you're going to take charge.
Chris somehow missed that the deadline was 12.
Nick, you want to come on up, please?
Okay, we got a question. You have teammates missing.
This morning, based on yesterday's stats, Chris was still in the lead. Nick stepped up because Chris wasn't back yet. He was the next in command, so he stepped up to make sure everything stayed copacetic, especially locate the people that were still missing after the drop point.
Okay, you as a team got to pull together, get some conversation going. When was the last time you saw one of those teammates?
Last time we saw Chris was over there.
Well, I saw Chris out by where we were looking for point 9. He was still out there running around when we came back.
Okay. And you saw Jen with him?
No, don't know where Jen is.
When was the last time anyone saw Jen?
She was with
I saw her with Chris at
Chris.
point
number 9.
How long ago though?
Oh,
Probably an hour and a half ago.
quarter to 11.
said they seen him in the tunnel. Quarter to 11, you saw him in the tunnels?
No, we saw him at
Either
number
Dave
9.
or Nate.
Hey, listen up. Hey, listen up! Hey! So if you're gonna leave this area, make sure you're leaving with another person or let that other person know where you're going. So even if you're like, hey, I'm going to the John over there, let someone know. That way if we're trying to get a head count and you're missing, hey, he's taking a right? Yeah, you have a battle, buddy.
In other words, pick a battle buddy and you guys be accountable to each other.
Chris is on there.
Drop!
Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, cover.
Do not recover. Stay in the leaning rest. I'm getting the feeling nobody sees a sense of urgency to you guys missing teammates who could be out in the desert dying right now. Do you know they could have heat stroke, sprained ankles, they can't move, they could have a snapped leg, and you guys can't get a head count together? Knock them out.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Recover. 2 minutes, I need that list.
Let's go.
Today we pulled a muster together. Drop dead time was given for 12 o'clock, meaning no matter where you were on the course, you found your way back here at the muster point for 12 o'clock, regardless of what else happened.
So I'm gonna list off the names that are not here. Chris Way? No. Nate Bailey? No. Jen Stankos? No. Nathan Ingrao? Michael Sly? No. David Vezzi?
No, he's not here.
Russell Morgan?
Not here.
Brandon? All right, so we're missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep.
Now with that list, try to find out when was the last time these people were seen. If you have an estimated time frame, add that to the list. People coming in, I'd say maybe half or so of the people made it by 12.
3 coming in now.
We got 3 in sight.
Nate, Sly, Brandon.
The others were trying, they just didn't make it by 12.
The 300-degree bearing thing just really...
You had it wrong.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, wrong way.
But there were a handful of them who came in and they said they didn't hear the word that it's 12 o'clock muster.
Are you sure everyone knows to be here?
That was briefed.
So the team got together. We did a check of who was missing, developed a list. We shared that with search and rescue, and we had the drone go up. Search and rescue found everyone.
You got somebody coming around the corner.
There's Jen and Chris right there.
Yeah, good eye. Yeah, Jen and Chris. Are you guys okay?
Yeah, did
Okay.
you guys take the target from down there?
No, there was one that was crushed by a truck, everybody.
We were down there for over
That's
an hour.
okay. Hold up. If you could. The last hour looking for it.
At least.
Okay, that 12:35, if you could write on back of your passports, 12:35 arrival time.
We've been there the last hour.
We
paced it out twice. I was like,
You knew there was a drop dead time though at 12 o'clock?
We were there at 11:15, Don.
No, I'm talking about the
where the
drop
cargo
dead
was
time
supposed to-
here at 12 o'clock?
No, we didn't.
You didn't know that?
Got eyes on one.
The slowest, we need to have everybody off course no later than noon. No later than noon. It's going to be at the white tent next to the climbing area.
I went around the tent area finding out what the reasons were. It all boiled down to one reason. When you call a muster and the team leader or the commanding officer, the XO, is putting out the words, you listen to what's being said. You don't have these little private conversations and then say you didn't hear and then say it's not my fault because I didn't hear. That's what's going on right now.
nobody tells me. Like, yeah, I had no. I was ready to. I mean, me out there 5 days straight if you want. Like, I'll run 100 miles if you ask me to. You gotta tell me the rules. Right.
That's not leadership. Leadership is, it's that person's responsibility to make sure everybody knows what's going on. If somebody doesn't, you raise your hand when it's asked, do you have any questions? There's going to be a talking later on today. And the leader we have right now may or may not be leader after that talk. Can we focus on getting a muster? We want to get everybody here so we can do a debrief. All right.
We need, hey fellas!
Round up!
Chris has a problem with commanding respect from the team. The reason that Chris has that problem is because Chris believes he deserves respect, but that doesn't mean that he's earned it.
Who did not hear the 12 o'clock rendezvous time? Okay. Chris, you were helping somebody, you were talking to somebody and you didn't hear it because you were helping a teammate out?
I don't want to even talk about it.
Okay.
It was stupid, like, and frustrating and unprofessional. Like, it was very easy, and it came down to disorganized miscommunication. So it's probably not good to interview about.
The number one thing you do before saying all your reasons why you're not here on time, none of that really matters. What's important is where are your teammates and are they okay and do we have to go rescue them? That's what's critical. Other people's lives, not people's excuses.
Yeah, I mean, we would have won it had it not been a total cluster.
The excuses and all that we'll take care of afterwards, okay? So right now we got everybody healthy, alive, no problems. Good, good.
Being in the Marine Corps, I'm not new to this type of stuff, but I've been out for a little while, so it's getting back into it, and it's a challenge. I have a few pins in my hip, so that makes it a little painful, but we're pushing through it. Doing the best I can, and we'll keep doing 110% all day, every day.
Coming up in next week's episode, the conclusion of Surviving Mann, Stage 3.
The earlier part of the day was an absolute disaster for me, and I was really trying hard to win, and I lost so many points. I just felt like I really had to roll the dice and go for it.
They're shooting from 3 different positions. I heard some comments like, look at all the dust. When you shoot that low in the dust, there's dust clouds that come up.
A lot of the training in the military is you pick up a weapon because you might find that on a battlefield and you've got to use it.